Flashing screens, drenched in ultraviolet beams. I am the glitch in your design, breaking through the borderline. Pulse is raising, feel the strain. Power surging through the veins. Pulse is racing, broken below. Off the system. Feel the surge, the current flow, rushing fast. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Current flow, rushing fast, no time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Feel the surge, the current flow, rushing fast. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Run the town.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cough. I realized I completely forgot I left my my mic on my starting soon. So if you heard me coughing, adverts in 30 seconds. Yeah, no coughs. Okay. But welcome in, you guys. I'm sure you're wondering, Liz, why is there like a complete black screen happening here? So I wasn't able to write like a PowerPoint for Leviathans. this time because I've been so busy. I've been doing some other stuff like getting my like current like new job that I'm working on, so I've been focusing on that. Also, hi Ari, thank you for the follow. Welcome back in. But yeah, no, it's yeah, it's been a lot. Hi Aki, hello, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Cream of the Bay stream was so fun. Yeah, it was. I'm so sorry, you guys. I wasn't able to talk to a lot of you or, you know, give shout outs to people who followed and subbed. To everybody who subbed for that stream, thank you. Oh, 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 what? I'm sorry. Huh? Huh? What? Ari! Oh my god, thank you for the 10 gifted! Oh my god, financial terrorism. Oh my god, that was so nice of you. You didn't have to do that. Holy moly, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Oh my god, sorry, I'm like thrown off guard right now. Like, I sorry, I don't even know what to say. Like, you just asked Var, this is normal. Oh, oh, I see. Also, wait, Ari, I feel like I've seen your name somewhere. Like, I feel like, oh, I know why, because Var mentioned you for Stack Up when I was working with them. That's why I recognize your name. Because I was like, oh, because Var, right, like, mentioned you. Oh my god. That's why I'm like, wait, why do I know your name? Like, your name looks so familiar to me. And that's why. Welcome in. I was like, I know you. I'm like, I feel like I seen you for Stack Up. And that's why. Because I do remember your name now. But welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. That was, like, incredibly generous. I'm sorry. Like, that... I'm like, sorry. I'm at loss for words right now. What's scarier, Leviathans or gifted subs? Still Leviathans, because Leviathans want to kill you. And not in the good kind, you know? Wait, Leviathans from Subnautica? So, yeah, we're learning today. Oh, I just realized I'm not even wearing my attire. Sorry. We're not in the classroom today. And the reason why is because I was mentioning this. So you're wondering what this black screen is, right? So I've been so busy with getting prepared for the new job that I'm doing. And because of that, I can't really go into detail what I'm doing just because like of reasons. But the job that it's nothing suspicious, okay? It's nothing sussy. Hey, thank you, Ari, for the sub as well. Holy moly! So I'm like, sorry, I'm lost for words right now. I was not expecting to get subbed bombed like that. Thank you so much for the subs. Like that really. Why did you drop another 5? What is going on? Ari! I'm just sorry. I'm very emotional today. Thank you so much for the subs. It means a lot. Like a lot. Sorry, I'm getting super emotional. I get very, very emotional easily right now because I've been dealing with my thyroid. And don't worry, it's good. It's good. It's good. This is good tears. This is good. It's good emotions. Like it means a lot. Wow. Sorry. I'm just thrown off. Wow. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. It means a lot. It really does. And, you know, obviously I know things are hard right now. And I don't expect anyone to give any money. Like, that's not what I want. Eventually I hope to be able to, rely on hopefully I'm working stuff out right now. I'm trying to work on trying to get my YouTube channel started. It's just like I have to figure out what the algorithm wants right now, and that's like a huge thing. So and I'm just sorry, my brain right now is just thrown so off right now. Underwater creatures stick together. Thank you so much for that. Also, thank you, Bat, for the follow. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be teaching today. Hi, welcome in, Bat. I will get to teaching, I promise. I wasn't expecting this. Want shorts? Also, hi, God King. Yeah, the algorithm wants shorts, but also for like long content, it seems like reaction videos are like the thing right now, which is, it's awful. But, you got to do what you got to do sometimes to get started and get on the wheel and then get off it. Just don't do short, funny, don't do that short, funny content.
TikTok and YouTube. It was kind of weird, like, what the wait?
Yeah. Stop. Oh my God, you guys keep feeding me. Stop feeding me, Ari. What do you mean by short, funny like, I wanted to do fun, just do short, funny content. Gotcha. I was like, what do you mean? Don't react. That's the thing. Like, I am being told, like, shorts are great, but also they're not, like, the thing. And then I'm being told, like, reaction content is the thing to do right now for, like, the long form. It's crazy. Why is the screen black? Thank you. Sorry. I'm getting so off guard. So I didn't have time to write stuff because I've been so busy this week. As you can tell, I had to push back Narwhale-U. Usually I do Narwhale-U, so I do class sessions on Fridays. But I got really sick on Friday. And then Saturday, it was my moderator, my admin's birthday, Wicked. So we were out celebrating his birthday, and we didn't realize that we weren't going to be back until like really late. So I was like, I'm not going to have time. And so we're learning about Leviathans today. That's the content. So I didn't have time to write up, like usually I write up PowerPoints and stuff. But I was like, you know what? I feel like these videos, because I've been watching, that's like where I do a lot of my research too, is watching videos and stuff. As well as going online. And also these are like, as a kid growing... Wait, hold on. Sorry. You just sound so familiar. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I saw a video about a character on my favorite YouTube channel as a kid growing up. I mean, I am in quite a few videos from the last... God, how many years has it been? Like 4 years? When did I start streaming? I started streaming... No, it's 6 years now. So I've been in some people's content videos. I know that. But they're not big. But I do have a pretty... I guess, like, people... I guess I sound like a lot of people and look like a lot of people. So maybe, I don't know. I could be. I might not. I don't know. 4? What, huh? 4? But, sorry, I'm like so distracted today. Sorry, my brain, I'm still trying to process what Ari just did. I'm still blown away. Also, hi, your boy. Wow, there's a lot of new people coming in. Welcome in. But yeah, so usually I write up a lot of PowerPoints and stuff, but I was just like, I just didn't have the time this week. It's just been such a hectic week, especially doing that that field trip we did on Thursday with Cynical. So I had to do that. Of course, I was sick Friday. I've been out this week, and then Monday through Wednesday, I've been getting a lot of stuff done. Oh, what? Ari! What in the world? 25 gifted subs? Ari! Holy moly, man! What? No, 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 no. God King, what? Oh my God, you guys! I've been pulled into a lot of good Twitch streams due to YouTube Shorts. YouTube should be a funnel to Twitch long form. YouTube should be just your Twitch streamers, but cut into 20. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. God King, thank you so much for the 20 gifted. And Ari, thank you for the another 25. I'm sorry. Also Arcade, thank you for the follow. Oh my God, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little emotional. Okay, maybe my stop for a little bit. Thank you again, because I don't want to waste them. Oh my God. Yeah, no worries, Bat. That's totally fair. I appreciate it. What the heck? They're distracting us from class by shooting money to Liz. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm like crying right now. It's good tears, don't worry. It's good tears. I wasn't expecting this. Holy moly. I just started stream and I haven't even done anything. What's my channel about? So I've been starting to get into teaching about and doing things about marine biology, because I used to just do a lot of video games and just play for fun. Thank you, God King, for the follow, by the way. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted. I do apologize. My brain sometimes is like that. But pretty much I decided, because I have a marine biology degree, I wanted to start like getting into teaching, teaching the community about marine life and the animals that live in the ocean. And, I I have a degree in that. And of course, I'm a little bit landlocked now. I mean, we do have a river and stuff. By the way, is my audio good? It seems like my Shure mic is like peaking a lot. Just wanted to make sure. Also, hi, Lily. Oh my God, there's so many people, like new people. How are you all finding me? Like, I guess I'm just like, it's like crazy. Like, what? I'm just blown away. I haven't even started yet. It's just a black screen right now. Doom scrolling. Oh my God. Just follow the flow. So yeah, I decided I wanted to start focusing on like using my degree and like incorporating that into my streams, because I love to teach people about submarines count as ocean creatures, right? Yes. That's what they do. Trust the process, love. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. I'm like blown away. To be honest, you just showed up in my full. You paid. What? I paid? I didn't pay. Wait, am I? Oh, I'm so confused right now. Sorry. But yeah. So, Paige, wait, am I? I'm not on the front page, right? Wait, on your page? FYP? Hi, Stitches. Hi. I'm like so confused right now. Wait, I'm on the front page? Wait, what? The For You page. Wait, what? I'm on the For You page? I think this is the first time I've ever heard of that. No, YouTube probably? Oh, wait, on YouTube. Oh, well, on YouTube? Or on Twitch? Sorry, I'm like I'm so tech illiterate. Well, no, on Twitch as well. I just saw that. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. Excuse my language. Holy moly. Okay. Was on my For You page on Twitch. Really? How the heck did I end up there? You probably started getting recommended, I guess. I'm just like, where are all these people coming from? I'm like, oh my god. I mean, it's great. Like, I love all of you guys. Like, you're all amazing, by the way. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just like blown away. I'm like, where are you all coming from? I'm like, I'm just a little guy on the internet. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Sorry. I'm just like, I'm really blown away. Well, welcome in, everyone. Yeah, I usually like to try to on Fridays at 5 p.m. EST, so Eastern Standard Time, or right now it's Eastern Time because we're quirky like that. And I decided I wanted to teach people about marine biology because that's something I am passionate about, and I loved when my last job where I was an aquarist, so I actually dealt with like sharks and turtles and, you know, fish and rays and tortoises and like all sorts of marine life. And I really fell in love with teaching people. And I thought, what's a better way is to use my platform to be able to teach people about these amazing animals and these creatures and do fun things. And eventually I do want to you know, we already did one thing where we did a virtual kind of like tour with Otakography, and we went to the Aquarium of the Bay, and me and my good friend Cynical Bunny, me and her, we did a virtual tour, which was awesome. So it was so much fun. And I want to do more of that. And especially like I would love to take like just do it on my own too and try to see if I can get the equipment to do that as well. And by the way, all the money that's getting raised, it is going to my streams as well as our new house. Like, you're helping us with getting the house. I never expect money from my viewers because I get things are tough right now. So you guys are throwing fish at me. Fun fact, if U.S. submarines use active sonar, we have to submit a sports report to the EPA for environmental impact to the risk of whales. Yeah, the sonar is actually extremely bad for the environment. It actually can really impact not even just whales, but dolphins as well. A lot of animals that require echolocation, it does mess with them. For my UP, thinks I like sea people. It's not wrong. Let's go. Welcome in, sea people. But yeah, so I do these classes on Fridays. Usually, I had to push it back because Friday I was sick. Saturday I have been, I was out for my friend's birthday, so I've been doing that. So we're doing it today, which is usually my game days. But yeah, I try to do, you know, I try to do teaching as well as, you know, just play some fun games. Like, we're playing Expedition 33. So, and that's been a lot of fun. Hi, Danish. Hi, welcome in. I am just like blown away by all the love and support from you guys. I'm so sorry. I know we were supposed to start like 30-ish minutes ago at this point, 25 minutes ago. I do apologize. I've just been so blown away. I wasn't expecting all the support and love. Usually I do write up PowerPoint. Oh man, my mic is getting really, why is it so loud today? All right, let's like turn it down. Let's turn you down a little bit. Stop! No! Stop! No! Ari! Another 10 gifted? Ari, please, no! Your talking is still entertainment? Oh, I appreciate it. You'll be dehydrated with all the crying? Dude, I know. Another 10? I completely forgot to turn off the bot to talk about photography and the aquarium. Which I will keep the aquarium and I'll keep them up too because they were a fantastic. I'll let it go for another day because they're awesome and you should totally check out these guys because they are amazing. Amazing people. So I highly suggest it. Thank you so much, Ari, for the 10, another 10 gifted, and please, like, just don't worry if I get if you have a lot of money, that's great, and I'm glad you're giving it, but if you don't, please do not feel like you have to donate. Obviously, take care of yourselves first and foremost. You guys deserve to make sure to take care of yourselves, especially in this hard economical time. It's crazy. I work for the government. Oh shit, well yeah, throw that money away. Get it. No, I'm just kidding. This is a tax return? Oh, really? Wait, gifting subs is a tax return? Really? Oh, that's clever. Oh yeah, taxes, oh, well, I mean, it wouldn't count for I get paid by taxes. Oh, I get you. I see what you do. You're taking my tax money. Here, take it. Oh my god. Thank you, Ari. But yeah, no, never feel like you have to give money away. Obviously, take care of yourselves first, and then if you do have the extra money that you want to give to a streamer that you support, definitely you can do that too, but always make sure you take care of yourselves. Be financially responsible, okay? On your tax return, Liz, I know I might have to file another. Well, no, it's not a tax return. Well, I guess it's not a tax this is a tax, I guess, maybe, I don't know. If I make a certain amount, then they'll be like, pay up, bitch. You owe us money. You owe us. Her brain is getting overwhelmed. I know. Okay. Sorry. So let's get into it, because my poor husband, he wants to go on a little picnic for lunch today, and then we're gonna go to card shop, because I'm now on a collection. I'm doing a Pokemon card collection, and I'm collecting all the Mudkips, Marshtomps, and Swamperts, because that's my favorite Pokemon of all time. And then, of course, my favorite legendary is Rayquaza, but those cards are very, very, very expensive. So I'm right now focusing on the Mudkips, because they're all usually commons anyways, so a lot of them aren't expensive, so, I need to give water to my horses. You have horses? Oh my god, I love that. Yes, go give them water. They deserve it. I love horses. My niece is she's like huge into horses, so. But anyway, sorry, let's get back into the conversation, what we're here for today, which is we're talking about Leviathans. I know a lot of you guys, when you hear the word Leviathan, a lot of you guys think of Subnautica, because that's where, it's a very popular game. That's where the term Leviathan is used, because there's tons of Leviathans in there. There's like 6 or something in the original game. So it's very, very popular. So a lot of people assume Leviathans is from Subnautica, but believe it or not, guys, Leviathan actually is a term that's used in a biblical reference. So there is the Leviathan, like you may hear Leviathan, and there's like a whole biblical reference, religious aspect to the Leviathan. So this is a video that's going to talk about that, and we'll kind of discuss while the video is playing. we'll pause and talk about kind of the things that they mention. So I wanted to kind of show you guys that before, we get into it. Yes, I have 2 horses, 3 cats, and a golden retriever, 3 cows, and 2 pigs, and a grumpy donkey. Oh my God, I love that. Lily, you remind me of my sister. She's got like chickens and goats and pigs and 2 dogs, 2 cats, like all that stuff. They don't have horses yet, but I know my niece really wants one, but they're very expensive. Very expensive. So that's awesome you have 2 horses. Really, really cool. So we're going to learn about Leviathans and what is their whole thing. So let's start.
It's one of the oldest and most terrifying creatures ever mentioned in human history. A beast so powerful, ancient texts say it cannot be killed by any weapon made by man.
That's kind
Its
of scary.
body can twist through the oceans like a living storm. The Bible calls
Also,
it
this looks
Leviathan.
very AI generated.
Leviathan is described as a real force
I'm not
of
gonna
chaos,
lie.
waiting beneath the deep. And what's strange is
But they do
it's
do a
not
good
alone.
job explaining.
Versions of this creature appear in ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and even Norse mythology long before cultures had any
Leviathans.
contact with each
Yep.
other.
So they're
So-
also in Norse mythology too, which is really interesting. Not only is it in the Old Testament, they also are like in mythology as well. So you do hear about it, which is really, really interesting. I'm gonna jump off and come back. I'm gonna listen to you while I hit the jet. Oh yeah. No, you're totally good. You're totally good, God King. And also thank you so much for the gifted subs. Like you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. So yeah, Norse mythology also, which is
What
interesting.
exactly is Leviathan? A myth, a memory, or something much more dangerous? This is Secret Origins, and today we dive into the ancient mystery that still haunts the depths of our oceans.
Ooh,
Welcome.
we get to learn about the Leviathan.
The story of Leviathan starts in several parts of the Old Testament, most
There you go,
notably
the
in
Old
the books
Testament.
of Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. And the descriptions of it are so detailed that you will start to wonder whether the writers are describing something real.
Yeah, it is kind
Let's
of
start with
interesting
the
when
book
you
of Job.
actually read
Here.
into, like, when you actually read the Bible, it's like crazy how they describe it. And you're like, it's like crazy when you think about it. So,
Leviathan is introduced by God himself. In one of the most intense parts of the story, Job has been suffering and begins to question why God allows pain in the world. God responds, not with direct answers, but with a series of powerful images. And one of the most fearsome was Leviathan. God
okay, I just have to say something. It's really funny because God describes about the Leviathan, right? And they're like, yeah, this thing is like not able to be defeated. I'm like, why would you allow a creature like that to roam the earth? Like, what?
describes Leviathan as a creature
Why?
no man can defeat. Its body is covered in thick armor-like scales. Its breath can ignite coals. Its eyes shine like the morning sun.
Oh, hello.
Spears and arrows
Okay.
bounce off of it. It churns the sea like boiling water.
Also, you're gonna realize I
passage
don't
from
have
Job
premium, so
41.
we might get hit with ads
Its
too. So I
snorting
do
throws
apologize.
out flashes of light. Its eyes are like the rays of dawn. Flames stream from its mouth. Sparks of fire shoot out. Smoke pours from its nostrils as from a boiling pot over burning reeds.
This is in the Bible, by the way, you guys. Like, that's crazy. Like, I like when I started doing the research for this, I vaguely remembered like hearing, like, I do remember like there was like Leviathan in the Old Testament from what I remember from in the Bible, and I'm just like, the heck? It was just historically and logistically accurate dragon. Exactly. Also, hi Slime, welcome in. Yeah, I do remember this in the Bible. Hi D-Tone, welcome in. My question to God would be, why would you make this if you're making humans? Yeah, it's like, wait, like, I guess there's like some reason behind it. I can't remember what, but it's very interesting, and I'm like, this is terrifying. Like, this is terrifying. Like, you're
The
reading
message
this
is
and you're
clear.
like,
Leviathan is a creature of overwhelming power. something no human could possibly control. Only God has authority over it. And by reminding Job of this, God shows just how small and limited humans are in the face of divine power. In this way, Leviathan becomes a symbol of the chaos that only God can tame. But the story doesn't end.
Just so you're aware, God has control over this thing. And it's just like, remember, you're in your place. Better watch it. Better watch it. I'm watching you. Or else I'll send this Leviathan out to get you. Like, that is so terrifying to like think, well, he did make multiple animals and other creatures, but that it is questionable. Yeah. I'll throw chicken and run away. Like, it's crazy to think it's a dragon that lives in the water. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy to think like he had control over this thing. And it's just to remind you, like, you humans, if you're out of line, I can end it. I brought you in this world and I can take you out. Like, that is literally what this is. He's flexing. God is flexing right now. Oh my God. Hi, James.
In the Book
Welcome
of
in.
Psalms, Leviathan appears again. This time, it's not alive. One psalm praises God for his mighty acts, saying, "It was you who crushed the heads of Leviathan and gave it as food to the creatures of the desert."
Why did he kill it?
Here, Leviathan seems to represent a cosmic enemy, something from ancient times that had to be destroyed when the world was being formed.
Yeah, flexing.
Some scholars believe this reflects an even older tradition shared by other cultures, where sea monsters were symbols of chaos that had to be overcome by the gods. Then, in the book of Isaiah, Leviathan shows up one more time. But now, the story shifts into the future, and we will talk about this part a little later. Many early Jewish texts treated Leviathan as something very real. In the Midrash and Talmud, Leviathan is described as a sea monster so large that only one male was allowed to live. According to tradition, God killed the female Leviathan early on to prevent...
The fuck? Oh, I guess it makes sense to keep like them from multiplying. Because if there was like, if this divine beast was like this big powerful thing that no man could destroy, like, it makes sense that obviously you don't want them to reproduce, because then it would just like take over. But then it's like, well, why did you make a female then if you didn't want this to happen? You know, God might have made it fucked up and then went, oh shit, I'll let one live. Yeah, I like how it's the female. I guess it makes kind of sense.
From multiplying,
but
because if it had, the world could not survive. And there's another twist.
It is
According to
Nessie.
these ancient texts, Leviathan has a special role in the end of days. When the Messiah comes, God will slay the remaining Leviathan and prepare its flesh as a feast for the righteous.
So what I'm hearing is that this Leviathan is still alive. That it's still alive in the deep, dark depths of the ocean. And then when the Messiah comes, he's just gonna kill it and then serve it as food. This poor Leviathan, it's just chilling. Of course the Leviathan, Godzilla exists. Of course the Leviathan lives. True. Hi, Matt. I'm not a fish. How dare you?
Its glowing skin will be used to make tents for the celebration, and some say it will even cover the walls of Jerusalem with light. This might sound strange to you, but if you still think of Leviathan just as a metaphor, why did so many ancient texts treat it like a real threat?
Because it's still alive.
Let's take, for example, the Ugaritic myths.
if a creature that powerful was still alive, we as a society would have already been screwed over. Like, and especially there's no way with like the technology we have today that we wouldn't have seen it already, because it's massive. But then again, playing devil's advocate here, devil's advocate, we have only explored less than 10% of our oceans worldwide. And like, that's not a lot when you really think about it. So and to this day, we're still finding different species that we're learning about that we didn't know exist. So it's deep inside the Marianas Trench. Yes. So we still don't know that, you know, because of the fact that we still haven't explored majority of our oceans, we still could possibly, like, it could be real, it could not be, like, who knows. It does sound like it's supposed to be a myth, but that's what they're saying is, like, when you read the Bible and you're like, wow, this is like really detailed, it's really, really just interesting. It's so big, but if it's active, we should have noticed it by now. Yeah, I was gonna say, because like another thing to take to note is that this thing is so massive that it, like, from a biological standpoint, it would have to eat, and it would need to eat a lot to keep its metabolism going. But then again, it's this mythical almighty creature, so maybe it doesn't go on the like logic of biology. I don't know. But hopefully this thing doesn't actually exist, you know? Because that would be really terrifying. But imagine how deep it is in the water. Yeah, it has to probably go really, really far down. So who knows? It could be, it may not. Who knows, you know?
From the ancient city
it may not
of
follow the
Ugarit, located in
biological
what
rules.
is now Syria.
Who
These
knows?
stories, carved into clay tablets over 3,000 years ago, describe a creature named Lotan. He was a giant, coiled, seven-headed sea serpent
Oh, the
who served
Hydra!
the chaotic sea god Yam. But Yam was not the hero. In
Oh.
fact, in this myth, he threatens the other gods and seeks to overthrow the order of heaven.
Oh.
To stop him, the storm
Wow,
god Baal
okay.
steps forward. Baal defeats both Yam and his monstrous servant Lotan in a divine battle that restores balance. Sound familiar?
Wow.
It should, because the Hebrew Bible later describes Leviathan using nearly the same phrases. Twisting serpent,
God,
fleeing
that would be
serpent,
terrifying. Imagine
dragon
seeing one of
of
these
the deep.
guys.
To protect their lands, these people carried out sacrifices to the storm god Baal, who was believed to have defeated the beast.
Or
Bulls
ox.
were often offered on mountaintops,
Or bull.
and priests would chant lines meant to rebind the heads of Lotan. In some coastal areas, carved
That's
figures
terrifying.
of monsters were lowered into water and sealed, as if chaos itself could be locked away.
So yeah, this actually makes sense. So like a lot of, like, you hear like a lot of people, they're like, oh, we have to like sacrifice and then it will keep the, like, you know, the thing away, blah blah blah. Because it, like, their village would be ruined if they didn't do this stuff. So it'd be fun to fist fight. That's crazy. Maybe it's like the blobfish. It looks snake-like underwater, the pressure to survive. That's why it doesn't leave there. Oh, that's true. Maybe it's so used to the pressure that it can't come to the surface anymore. But who knows? Sometimes
Some scholars
unnecessary.
believe that the story of Leviathan is a direct descendant of the Lotan myth.
I could attempt to
just
bite its
retold
neck,
with
nom.
new characters and theological
Sure.
meaning. But what makes this even more interesting is that the Ugaritic
God,
people
I hate
lived
the fact
before
that they
or
use
alongside
AI
early
for this stuff.
Israelites.
It makes me
doesn't
so
stop
mad,
there.
but they do describe it very well.
Travel east
so
into ancient
I don't like
Mesopotamia.
this though.
This time the creature is Tiamat. She isn't
Especially
just a
the
sea
amount of
monster.
misinformation
She is the
that's
primordial
going
ocean
on.
itself, a goddess whose chaotic waters give birth
Like,
to all the
oh,
gods.
there's so much.
But when those gods begin to disrupt the world she created, she rebels. Tiamat rises filled with rage. From her body, she spawns monstrous children, dragons, serpents, scorpion men, and chooses a new consort, Kingu, to lead them. In
Kingu,
response,
that's a
the
great
storm
name.
god Marduk is chosen as champion of the gods. With wind and sword,
Now
he confronts
mythology is where I
Tiamat,
love it.
defeats her in a great cosmic battle, and
Hey,
then,
happy
perhaps the most
birthday!
striking part,
Happy birthday, Lily.
slices her body
Congrats.
in half. From one half, he fashions the heavens.
That's
From
super
the other,
exciting.
the earth.
I hope you're having a good
Here,
birthday today.
The rituals against Tiamat followed the same logic. At temples like Isagila, priests reenacted the divine battle through ritual games. Fires were lit using salt and dried seaweed, and Marduk's symbolic cutting of the ocean's chaos was performed at the start of the new year.
That's so cool.
This is a
that they did
creation
that kind of
story
stuff.
built around a recurring pattern. A chaotic sea creature threatens the world, and a powerful god must rise to bring order.
Poor
And this pattern
Leviathan.
appears again and again.
Always the bad guy. And then
In
there has
ancient
to be
Egypt,
someone
the
to
serpent was
stop him.
called Apophis. Each night, as the sun god Ra sailed
Okay, I do have to say, it's really cool that there's the Bible, then there's mythology, and now we're going into Egyptian lore. Like, the amount of different forms of the Leviathan that comes out, it's so cool. It's, like, really fascinating to me to see, like, how many religions talk about this, like, you know, Leviathan-like thing, which is so cool. Origins of a lot of mythology is interwoven. Yeah,
through the
yeah. It's just
underworld.
fascinating to
Apophis
me. Like,
attacks,
I love
trying to swallow the sun
learning
and
this
plunge
kind of
the
stuff.
world into darkness. But Ra, sometimes with the help of Set or other defenders, defeats him before dawn. Every day, the cycle repeats. The
That's
Egyptians even had
crazy.
rituals to help Ra win.
Ra
Priests
always
would
has
make
to
wax
fight
models
this,
of
this
Apophis, stab
Leviathan,
them, burn them,
Apophis.
and chant special spells, just to
Like,
ensure that
every
the serpent
day.
stayed defeated for one more night.
That's
Now let's head north into
crazy.
Scandinavia. The Norse believed that deep beneath the seas of Midgard lived a serpent so massive it encircled the entire world.
Now we're in Norse
They called it
mythology.
Jormungandr, the world serpent. It is the
Oh,
child
yep.
of the
You
trickster
hear about
god
this
Loki,
one.
and it lies waiting in the deep.
I forgot that Jormund is Loki's child. Like, imagine being the woman who had to birth this thing. Okay, I'm just saying, right? Like, imagine it, the eater of the planet. Yeah, it also can eat the planet. Yeah. I do know it's brought up in a lot of things. Like, imagine birthing a giant fucking snake, dude. So
The end of
it's
time.
crazy.
In a battle
Obviously,
known
it
as
starts
Ragnarok,
small, but
it
still,
will
to
rise.
birth
Its enemy was Thor,
to
god of
birth
thunder.
the
During their
snake.
final battle, Thor will slay the beast, but will die from its venom in return. Once again, sea serpent, chaos, battle, god of order.
So cool to learn that
This
it's also a
repeating pattern
Leviathan.
across civilizations has fascinated scholars for generations. Known as the Chaos Kampf or Chaos Struggle, it's a mythological structure that seems to exist in cultures that never met, never traded stories, and never shared borders. The Sumerians had it, the Canaanites, the
Yup.
Babylonians, the Hebrews, the Egyptians,
It is
the Norse.
interesting.
Even the Vedic texts from India describe the god Indra slaying a serpent named Vritra, who hoards the waters and blocks the rain.
That's crazy.
How is it possible that so many distant societies came up with such similar stories?
It is really cool when you think about it. Like, the fact that these people, like, they, like, that the fact that they talk about this giant serpent Leviathan creature, and it's like through all the different religions, it's just fascinating to me that everyone can have that, which is so cool. Did he I think he, oh, you're talking about it. Okay. They traded stories, people something, but it's never really written in these interactions about. Yeah, it is cool. I'm sure there was some, like,
Is this simply a shared psychological metaphor for nature?
obviously there's definitely been, like, people talking about their religions. Like, I don't think it's pretty, you can kind of look at it and you can see, like, people at this time were able to travel. Was it easy to? No, but people could exchange stories with people and all that kind of stuff, or they stumbled upon, you know, these places. So a lot of these stories do kind of interwove with one another, which is fascinating to me. That they can. The fact that people went from Rome, went to Scotland, it's possible. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
versus civilization?
It's fascinating.
Or is it something else? Some researchers have asked a more daring question. What if all these stories, Lotan, Tiamat, Apophis, Leviathan, were based on a common memory? A memory of something real, a creature from the ancient world so fearsome, so unstoppable, that it imprinted itself onto the myths of every civilization it touched.
I don't think it would be that. I don't think it's a common memory that it's a real thing. Because if this was a real thing, it would have definitely, there would have been a lot of evidence of this thing. Like, instead of just it being written down in book, like there would be literal physical evidence of that, you know? So, hello, beautiful. Hiya, dude. Hi, welcome in. Hello. So, I do believe it's myths.
Of course, many people think these stories are just myths.
I love how this
However,
guy's like trying to like...
What if I told you that recent deep-sea exploration has discovered massive underwater caverns, vast pitch-black spaces beneath the seafloor that eerily match ancient descriptions of Leviathan's domain?
I mean,
in both the Mediterranean and Pacific, researchers using sonar and remote-operated vehicles have mapped hollow chambers far below the ocean.
Well, okay, so this is where this guy, like, this is why I want to show this to you guys too. So I get, like, he's like, wow, like there's all these caverns like really deep below the sea, and it's like, yeah, have you ever heard of like how the tectonic plates and stuff, and like there are underwater caverns. This is a thing. So people forget too that the sea level of now was very different from back then, and it's gone up than down. So it was a lot further down, and a lot of these underwater caverns used to be exposed to the land. So that is something that does work as well. So the rise of sea levels have covered a lot of these caverns. So these caverns, obviously this one's not real, but there are real underwater caverns that used to be exposed to the land. People don't realize how much the sea level has risen since like hundreds of years. You know, especially now with humans, like we have contributed to what's known as climate change. So the world is getting warmer and cooler at the same time. We have contributed to, like, obviously, you know, if you look at Antarctica and Arctic, they're starting to melt, and a lot of that is raising the sea levels, and that's like a big concern because of the fact like they're starting to melt. I mean, there was the great glaciers. We did have a massive like real cooling, so it does go from one extreme to the other. So the water levels can drastically rise and drastically fall. So that is something that does happen. So underwater caverns aren't like a normal, like there's tons of caverns above the land that could possibly also fit a Leviathan creature.
Some so wide and deep that light has never touched their walls. Their scale and structure are reminiscent of descriptions found in ancient religious texts and mythologies, where Leviathan is said to dwell in the depths, in the abyss, or beneath the foundations of the sea. In 1997, NOAA, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, recorded something unusual. Deep in the South Pacific Ocean, hydrophones picked up a powerful sound. It was ultra-low, wide-ranging, and absolutely massive. Scientists named it the bloop. At first, some suggested it could have been caused by ice movement.
Yeah, so there are weird sounds that we do hear in the ocean that can't be explained a lot of the times, too, because, I mean, it's really hard to tell sounds. So, I mean, there's a lot of weird sounds that we hear. But also people forget that we haven't explored our oceans yet, so we don't know what this could be. Could it be a Leviathan? Who knows? I personally think it wouldn't be, because I don't think a Leviathan's just gonna chill under the ocean and just never pop up ever when it used to. like when people used to see this thing, and then all of a sudden it's now like staying under the water and just not like coming to the surface anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me, like especially if we're exploring all these oceans and stuff. Like I feel like we would have seen something to indicate. They're like, oh, there's these big caverns and this noise, and it's like, well, big caverns used to exist back in the day. And then sounds, it could be anything, we do not know. It could be an animal that we still have not discovered yet. Who knows, you know,
or tectonic shifts, but others
that's
weren't
something
so
to
sure.
keep in mind.
The bloop didn't behave like a geological event. In fact, it resembled the vocal profile of a living organism. But here's the problem. Whatever made that sound would have had to be several times larger than a blue whale.
Yeah,
To this day, the source remains officially unidentified.
which is not
Strangely,
uncommon.
That recording came
We just realized, like, we knew that giant squids were around. We found their dead bodies. It took us like what, many years until we finally saw a giant squid. Yeah, there's tons of, we don't know. There could be a giant, massive organism down there. Who knows? I personally don't think it's possible it could be super large. And the reason why is like a great example, like the megalodon, right? The megalodon could grow up to like 60 feet, 60 to 80 feet. Like that's the biggest it would get. And then on the smaller side, it was 30 feet. The bigger you get, the more like food you have to eat to keep your body going. And of course, like your metabolism is working a lot, you know, more because it has a lot more body to cover. And why the megalodon is no longer around anymore, why they went extinct, is because they got actually outcompeted with food by the blue sharks, which were a lot smaller. They were a lot more quicker, so they could eat their food a lot faster. And especially with the increase of warming, like waters, like a lot of these animals are starting to, like their metabolisms are going to start to increase. So they have to try to keep up with, you know, because you'll notice if you go into like colder environments, everything starts to slow down. Cooler waters, all that. But since we're warming the waters, a lot of them are starting to have a more increased metabolism rate. And because of that, like this thing would have to eat nonstop and like eat like blue whales pretty much. Like a giant creature in the ocean would have to eat like a ton of whales, a ton of giant organisms. And that's why like megalodons, like they just couldn't survive anymore. That's why they went extinct, is because of the fact that they just couldn't keep up. You know, they couldn't keep up with, you know, eating their body weight every day. It got to a point, it got so impossible, and that's why they all died out. The giant squid, we heard about corpses, information, verified information. We got our first scientific analysis. Yeah, we saw one on the screen. I'm more scared of the bacteria and illness that's frozen in the ice that's now melting. Yeah, that's true. Another you know, thing to think of. They think, among other reasons, the downfall of the dinosaurs was its sheer size of being too big to maintain forever. Yeah, and then also, of course, like the meteor that hit, like that impact of like it did cover the sunlight, so like a lot of plants died and things like that. Like that, there's a ton of factors. The meteor, obviously, like the impact itself didn't kill them. It was the effects of what it did. It caused like so many shifts, like tectonic plate shifts, and it caused like ruptures of volcanoes. Ton of ash got in the air. You know, soot and ash, like that kills, like it's super toxic. Covered the sky. You know, it was the day of darkening, as I like to call it. Without sunlight, plants can't grow. They die off. Of course, herbivores, if they can't eat plants, they die off. And then, of course, the predators that eat them, they start to die off because of the fact that they don't have their food sources. So there's like a ton of reasons why the dinosaurs went out.
From an area not far from one of the largest
they wouldn't be
undersea
able to
cavern
maintain
networks ever
nowadays
discovered.
either.
Coincidence? Perhaps. But the mystery deepens.
I do love how this guy's like, coincidence?
In the
Perhaps.
Baltic Sea,
No, it's
divers
very
in 2011
it's
discovered a
explained.
strange circular object on the seafloor. Its
Okay.
outline was almost perfect, flat on top, ridged along the edges, and marked with what looked like symmetrical grooves. Around it, rocks appeared mysteriously charred, despite...
I mean, it could just be like back then. The Earth was very different back then. Like, people don't realize the Earth was very, very different back then. Civilization? No, this isn't civilization. So, like, if you think of our world map, right? Do you guys remember learning in school about Pangea? Things were different back then. Everything was all together. Like, so this could have been an environment that had a hot environment, where it had volcanic activity, things like that. The grooves, that's pretty normal in sedimentation. Like, you'll see along the ocean line, like grooves and stuff. That's pretty normal because it's getting pushed. So to like, because our crust is, if you learn about tectonic plates, it's getting you hear about fault lines and stuff, and like about how earthquakes and things like that happen. So it's getting pushed to go into the earth, and then it's like a whole kind of I guess you could say it's like a rotator. What is it called? The I guess like it's like in a rotation is kind of the best way to describe it. So that's like how mountains are formed, because it's pushing out, and then of course the two plates like end up on the same, so that's how mountains are formed, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so this isn't a
the
normal
freezing environment. Some called it a sunken UFO. Others believed it was a geological formation, but for a few, the shape, along with the trail carved into the seabed behind it, looked eerily like something that had landed or surfaced. Then there's the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
This patch of ocean stretching between Miami,
The
Bermuda, and
Bermuda
Puerto
Triangle
Rico has puzzled scientists for decades. Ships vanish.
No, this has been explained. Like, this has been debunked. Like, people are like, oh, these like ships and stuff mysteriously disappear, and then you learn that it's actually very easy for the geographical location of the Bermuda Triangle. Like, it's very easy for like ships and planes and stuff to be actually like completely covered and completely buried in the Bermuda Triangle. It's been explained. We can do a whole thing about it.
Without distress calls. Compass readings behave strangely. Skeptics blame the weather,
this stuff is
rogue
very
waves, or magnetic
it's
anomalies.
already been explained.
And many of those explanations are valid. But others point to the triangle's deep waters, where cracks in the seafloor open into caverns large enough to
The video
swallow
starts
entire
great,
vessels.
and that's why I love
Even
how
today,
it explains
the
it.
deeper
And
parts
then
of the
this is the
triangle
part I
remain
wanted to
largely
point out.
uncharted. Could one of these submerged fissures lead to a hidden world? One where ancient things still stir?
And then it goes on this
We
whole
now
like
know that
tangent
deep-sea
about like
trenches,
it could
like
be
the Mariana
aliens,
Trench,
and I'm just like,
reach nearly 11,000
No.
meters below sea level. There, the pressure is immense,
yes.
and the darkness absolute. And yet, even there, life thrives.
Yes.
Transparent creatures, glowing
A Leviathan,
fish,
if
and
it had
unknown species
bones
adapted to
and
a
stuff,
world we've barely
it would-
begun to study.
It would have collapsed under the
Scientists
pressure.
estimate that over
There's
90%
no
of the
way.
ocean remains unexplored.
Yes.
That's more than
that is
two-thirds
correct.
of our planet's surface. The truth is, we've mapped the surface of Mars better than we've mapped the bottom of our own oceans.
That is a true fact too. We have mapped Mars better than our own oceans. That is true.
And if Leviathan
Space has
or
been
something
more
like it still
explored
existed,
than
this is exactly where
than our
it would
oceans.
Be.
I
A video
think
shared
would
on the
be
internet
easy
in
to tell.
2024 caused a wave of speculation and debate. The footage appeared to show satellite imagery from Google Earth, zooming into an area between the southern tip of South America and the icy edge of Antarctica.
Let me guess.
And if
They
you
saw a
open Google Maps
Leviathan.
and look for yourself, it's easy to see why so many people were stunned. As you zoom in on the icy waters between South America and Antarctica, you will see a massive shape with what look like two eyes, a wide head, and a long
That just looks like the water, and like mountains and stuff. Like, do you guys see it? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. But yeah, this guy like goes on this whole thing about like just being like, it could be real, it could be oh yeah, and then this guy like talking about Nessie, like how it could be this whole thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of a little bit of the kind of funny stuff of like them being like, oh, but could it be? But pretty much the whole point, like I wanted to show you in the video, is like how they talk about conspiracy theorist moment right here. Yeah. But I did want to show you mostly like, because he does actually talk about like the serpents in the different religions and stuff. So Leviathans is like a thing that's been around in a lot of different religious contexts, and that's kind of like explaining like the religious aspect of it. That's what I really wanted to show, and then it inspired a lot of game developers to create their own Leviathans. And a great game is obviously Subnautica. Subnautica did a great job of showing their own Leviathans. And as you can see here are the different Leviathans that came from games like Subnautica, which is a huge impact. And we'll be going once the ads are over. So we will be back in a little bit, you guys. All right? So take care, y'all. We'll be back after the ad breaks. right. Sorry, I had to run to the little narwhal's room. Um, yo, Teach, what I miss, I was out getting my lunch with my dad when he started. Hi, Psychos, we're doing good. We're teaching about Leviathans today. And also I had a very delayed start to stream because I mean, like, to teaching. I started stream on time. It was just I had a lot of people found me on their For You page, which was crazy. So it was really nice. A lot of people just came in and I got gifted, like, a lot of people got gifted a sub. Shout out to, you know, Ari and God King, and I believe that's the two that did. But yeah, it was crazy. So we're teaching about Leviathans. So we just watched a video about the kind of the, like, where did Leviathans come from? Like, why, like, where did their existence start, right? So they were found in the biblical, a lot of religious religions have Leviathans in them. And, you know, as actually Var mentioned, Var, you made a great point. Kyogre is a Leviathan. So I know a lot of people are like, a lot of people go to Subnautica, they think of Leviathan there. But what is the definition of a Leviathan, right? So the definition of a Leviathan is, in the biblical use, a sea monster identified in different passages with the whale and the crocodile. So that is the biblical use of it. And then, of course, Leviathan can just be, you know, it's something very, a very large aquatic creature, especially a whale, a thing that is very large or powerful, especially a ship, and an autocratic monarch or state. So there is many reasons. So Leviathans can come in many shapes, different and forms. Kyogre is based on a Leviathan. It is a creature. Their mythology is based on, I forget, like, the three, Rayquaza and Groudon are also based off of mythological creatures. But yeah, Kyogre is a type of whale, which is a dragon monster creature. So they are defined as a Leviathan. So yeah, it's a very loosely term. As you can see here, we have different forms. They come many shapes, sizes, and forms. A great example of this is in Subnautica. You can see here, this video is going to go over and kind of explain what each Leviathan in Subnautica,
Reaper
kind of their
Leviathan.
whole thing.
The Reaper Leviathan is one of the most terrifying creatures in Subnautica, not because of its size alone, but because of how suddenly it attacks. Measuring up to 55 meters, the Reaper has a long serpentine body, a mouth filled with rows of teeth, and
God,
four mechanical-looking mandibles that it uses to grab and shake prey, including
How's the volume, by the way? Is it good?
It's most commonly found in high-risk zones like the dunes, mountains, and the crash zone. These are areas where visibility is poor, and the seafloor drops off into deep chasms. Its roar is perhaps its most iconic feature.
I hated these things.
It can be heard from hundreds of meters away, serving as both a warning and a death sentence.
Yep.
Reapers are extremely aggressive. They chase and crush vehicles like the Seamoth. Despite not being the biggest Leviathan, they're deadly because of how fast and how often they ambush you. Ghost Leviathan.
Yep.
The Ghost Leviathan is a bioluminescent predator that patrols the deepest, most dangerous zones. Over 100 meters long,
these guys.
Its glowing translucent body pulses with alien energy. Ghost Leviathans appear in the Grand Reef, the Lost River, and most infamously, the Crater Edge.
The Crater Edge, where the
edge acts as a warning system. Go too far and they'll swarm you.
Crazy.
What makes them dangerous is their speed. They ram players and vehicles with force, dealing huge damage.
I love how they don't, like, actually eat you, which is so crazy to me. Like, they just ram into you, destroy your stuff.
Some evolve to survive off energy-rich zones or to consume what falls off the edge of the crater. Sea Dragon Leviathan. The Sea Dragon is 112 meters of pure destruction. It's one of the largest and most dangerous creatures in Subnautica, and one of the few with direct ties to the planet's
yeah,
history.
that's it. Thank
It
you.
lives in
Thank
the
you,
intense heat of
Psychos.
the
Yeah,
lava
that's what
zones,
Rayquaza is based
particularly
off
near
of.
the alien thermal plant and the primary containment facility. Its environment is so hostile that only a creature of its size and resilience could survive there. Its body is thick and muscular, covered in armored green scales with 2 powerful front claws and a long tail.
It is interesting.
What sets it apart is its ability to launch superheated
it's got
fireballs,
arms to like
molten
swim,
plasma, which it
and
uses
it's
to
got
attack
like
both
tentacles
prey and perceived threats. If you're in a Seamoth or prawn suit, it can grab and shake you, dealing massive damage.
Yep.
The sea dragon
I
isn't
remember
just a
fighting
wild
this
animal.
guy.
It's
And
intelligent.
he shoots fireballs.
Logs found in the alien facilities reveal that the architects captured several sea dragons in an attempt to study their immune response to the Carobacterium. But one of them turned violent, smashing through reinforced walls and destroying the research lab. This single event led to the accidental release of the virus, triggering the planet-wide outbreak. There are only 2 sea dragons in the game, making every encounter intense and memorable. One roams the lava lakes freely.
Okay, so now we know the reason why the virus happened in Subnautica is because of one of these motherfuckers, all right? One of these motherfuckers is the reason why this whole
shit happened. While the other guards the entrance to the primary containment facility. Sneaking past them requires planning, speed, and nerves of steel. Despite its raw aggression,
they're pretty
the sea
easy.
dragon seems to act out of instinct and territorial defense rather than pure malice. It's a tragic figure. A creature used by others and pushed into conflict. In many ways, it's the physical embodiment of nature's wrath. Untamed, unstoppable, and deeply intertwined with the fall of the precursors. Reefback Leviathan.
Whoa, is that what the precursors
Not all
look
Leviathans
like?
are threats, and the Reefback Leviathan is a perfect example of that.
So yeah, this I completely forgot. Reefbacks are a type of Leviathan in Subnautica. I had no idea. I like completely forgot that they're considered a Leviathan, because you think of Leviathan as like these dangerous, hostile creatures. Because most of the Leviathans we run in this game are considered very hostile, right? These guys are one of the few that aren't, which is really interesting.
Stretching up to 70 meters in length, this gentle giant is one of the most peaceful and majestic creatures in Subnautica.
And they're great for
stalking
resources.
Prey, it slowly glides through the ocean in a calm, almost meditative rhythm. Reefbacks are often found in open water biomes like the grassy plateaus, mushroom forests, and safe shallows. Their massive shells are actually floating ecosystems covered with barnacles, coral, plants, and even harvestable resources like copper and silver.
Yep.
Some players may even land on their backs and explore them safely. These Leviathans typically travel in herds of 2 to 4 and emit deep, haunting vocalizations that echo across the ocean. Their presence gives life to the ocean's
they're a type
moments.
of Leviathan. I forgot about that.
And steady, almost like they're keeping time with the sea itself. Despite their size, they are completely non-aggressive. You can approach them, scan them, and even bump into them with your Seamoth without provoking any kind of retaliation. That peaceful nature sets them apart from the game's more hostile giants. In a world filled with danger, the Reefback is a reminder of balance in nature. Proof that not every giant is out to kill you. They bring beauty,
gentle giants,
and serenity to the otherwise terrifying depths. Gargantuan Leviathan.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Gargantuan Leviathan is a name that echoes across every corner of Subnautica's fanbase. Not for what it does, but for what it once was. Discovered deep within the Lost River
so glad
biome,
this thing wasn't
this skeletal
actually
colossus lies half
alive
buried
still.
in ancient green brine. Its bones fossilized.
I've seen people actually mod if these guys were alive, and this is what they modded, and this is what the Gargantuan apparently is supposed to look like. And it's terrifying.
Itself. You can't fight it, scan it fully, or even see the entire body.
Yep.
And that's exactly what makes it so disturbing.
And I think that the one in the Lost River is a juvenile, right?
An entire Reaper Leviathan, just its head. Based on alien research and scans, the Gargantuan Leviathan may have stretched over 1,100 meters long. That's not just big, that's ecosystem ending. A single creature this size could swallow entire habitats. It wasn't just part of the food chain. It was the top. Its long, curved teeth and massive jaws suggest it was a carnivore. likely feeding on other large creatures, possibly even fellow Leviathans.
So see,
fact,
this is where I really like this touch, right, that they put in the game, because it's so real. Is that it's the same thing with the Megalodon. The gargantuan Leviathan, as terrifying as a creature that it once was, it went extinct, right? And you're like, well, how could something as crazy and all that? Think of the Megalodon. It got outcompeted probably by Leviathans that are smaller, like the Reaper Leviathan, the Ghost Leviathan, like all of those Leviathans. They're big, but they're a lot smaller than the Gargantuan, which means that they were probably able to outmaneuver them, because the Gargantuan probably couldn't move as fast as like a Reaper or the Ghost Leviathan. And because of that, they ran out of food to sustain themselves.
Smaller Leviathan fossils nearby show signs of acid corrosion, hinting this beast may have digested prey whole. So, what happened to it? We don't know for sure. The fossil is believed to be over 1,000 years old, placing it around the time of the Carabacterium outbreak. One theory is that the precursors, the alien race that tried to cure the disease, may have hunted the gargantuan Leviathan into extinction.
The
a creature that size could have easily disrupted their operations or spread the infection. Others believe it died off naturally as the ecosystem collapsed under the weight of the infection.
It did.
But here's the truly chilling part.
Oh, yeah, that's
this
true.
Fossil may
that's
not
true,
be an
too. Because of the virus, it also could have helped killed it, too. So that is another factor, too. The precursors could have put an end one way or another. It's not
body size
as
and bone
likely, but
suggests this may have been a juvenile. If that's true, the adult version could have been far larger, potentially
but yeah, it's
uncontainable.
mostly a
Imagine something larger than the map itself, lurking
not
in
gonna
the
be a
darkest,
dentist. Hi,
deepest
Warjack.
trenches of Planet 4546b. Fans have speculated for years about the gargantuan Leviathan. Early game files hinted at a living version that was likely scrapped, possibly because it was too massive for the game to handle. In fan mods and art, it's imagined as a sleeping god.
They made it
buried
like an
deep
actual
below.
live one.
It
Hi,
leaves
Wicked.
a lasting impact. Subnautica doesn't need jump scares to unsettle you.
You're smaller
Sometimes
than its smallest
the scariest
tooth.
thing is what's already gone, and what it might have
but
been.
yeah,
Shadow
check
Leviathan.
your DMs. Oh god. Oh no. I haven't gotten notified of anything. Oh. Oh, my phone is not. Oh, wait, whoa. Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, what? That's crazy. There's no way they're offering that. Oh my god. I bought you a really, really expensive birthday gift. Jeez. Sheesh. How many people have been buying it at that price? That's crazy. Sorry, I got Wicked a really I can't find it anywhere else. Oh my god. So I bought Wicked this like Lugia plush that was like a 2000 like back when the first movie Pokemon 2000 came out for like $90, and it's going for a lot right now. Jesus. That's crazy. I thought something happened. I was like panicking. I'm like, what did I do?
Leviathan is one of the most dangerous and terrifying creatures in Subnautica.
It was the second movie, yeah.
Below zero. At first glance, it's stunning. A long, eel-like body.
I remember.
With glowing
Isn't the
red
Shadow
and blue
Leviathan
markings
in the
that pulse through
second
the
one,
darkness.
or is it in the
But
first
make no
one?
Mistake. This Leviathan is a relentless
Dude, this thing
predator.
sucked.
At around 60 meters long,
This thing
the
freaks
Shadow
me out.
Leviathan is found in the Crystal Caves and
this thing
Fabricator Caverns.
freaks me out.
Some of the deepest, most dangerous
I think I'm
zones
gonna have
in the
one of
game.
those laying around.
These
yeah,
areas
it's like
are filled with jagged
auction
crystal
one.
spires and confusing terrain, which makes escaping this creature
They're worth
even
a
more
lot.
difficult. It lurks in silence, stalking the player with eerie patience. you'll often hear its distorted roar before
God,
you
I
ever
remember
see it.
getting eaten
And
by
by
this thing
then,
so often.
It's usually too late.
It was often
This
the
Leviathan
yes.
is fast,
Yep.
aggressive, and deals enormous damage. Unlike many
Yeah.
other predators, the Shadow Leviathan isn't easily scared off. It
Yeah.
grabs your seat ruck and tries to crush it,
God, this
forcing you to
guy
either boost away or
made
face
me
destruction.
so mad.
It's also immune to most
It would
basic
stalk
countermeasures.
you.
If you want to survive, you'll need a fully upgraded seat ruck with defensive
It was
modules
awful.
or nerves of steel. Lore-wise, the Shadow Leviathan seems like the guardian of the deep.
I'm actually gonna
It
go look
stalks
for
the final leg
mudkip
of the
cards
game,
today.
guarding access to architect tech
After
and the
stream,
final pieces
after
of
our
the story.
picnic.
There's no way to avoid it entirely. And in that sense, it acts like a gatekeeper.
It is
If you
kind of
want
cute
answers,
though.
You have to go through
Like, look at this. Like, you kind of look at it, you're like, ah, and then it's like,
it. Some players
and you're like,
compare it to
oh
the Reaper
god.
Leviathan in terms of sheer panic-inducing presence, but the Shadow has its own flair.
It definitely,
The
it definitely is not terrifying compared to the Reaper, because the
contrast
Reaper's
between
like
its
that thing
glowing
is.
body and the pitch-black depths
But yeah.
gives it an alien beauty. And yet, it's brutal. Every time you descend
Yep.
into its domain, you're playing a deadly game of hide and seek. The Shadow Leviathan reminds
I
us
hated
that
that thing.
beauty
It
and horror
sucked.
can coexist, and that in Below Zero, the deeper you go, the fewer rules apply. Sea
Mhm.
Emperor Leviathan.
Go.
The Sea Emperor Leviathan is
I
the
love this
largest known living
Leviathan.
creature in Subnautica, reaching over 160 meters in length.
That's
But unlike
crazy.
most Leviathans,
160
she
meters.
is peaceful, even regal. Found
She's a
deep within the
cutie
primary
patootie.
containment facility, she plays a central role in the game's
It sucks
story
that
and
she
the
dies
cure
at
for
the
the
end, you know?
Carabacterium.
She, like,
You first
sacrifices
encounter
herself
her not through
for
combat,
her young.
but through telepathic visions. Long before you meet her in
And
person,
she talks to
she
you.
reaches out with calm, guiding words. She is the last of her kind, imprisoned by the precursors in a last-ditch attempt to find a cure using her offspring. Her eggs
Mhm.
hold the enzyme needed to counter the infection, but they won't hatch on their own. With the player's help, her eggs finally hatch, and the baby sea emperors release the enzyme that ultimately cures the infection. It's a powerful moment, not just in gameplay, but emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
The Sea Emperor sacrifices herself, knowing it's the only way her species, and yours, can survive. Her size is staggering, and yet she never threatens you. She's maternal,
the gentle
wise,
giant.
and old. Over 1,000 years old, in fact. Her voice is calm, but filled with quiet sadness. She speaks of time,
I can't
loss,
believe she was
and purpose,
1,000.
making her one of the most uniquely
1,000
written
years
creatures
old.
in any survival game. In a world filled with terror and solitude, the Sea Emperor offers a rare sense of peace. She reminds us that not all powerful beings are violent, and not all
Yep.
Leviathans are monsters. Her final moments, watching her children swim free, mark one of the most beautiful sequences in Subnautica. She's not
Yeah.
just part of the story. She is the heart of it. Iceworm
She
Leviathan,
is.
from the frozen lands of Subnautica.
So, yeah.
Oh.
So, fun fact, Leviathans also are not just in the water in Subnautica. They made land ones. These goddamn fucking
Below
worms.
Zero comes one of the
I
most
hated these
terrifying
things.
creatures ever introduced
They
to the
sucked.
series, the Iceworm
They
Leviathan.
sucked. Oh,
While
they were
most
awful.
Leviathans lurk in water, the iceworm dominates the land,
I hated
or more
this thing.
accurately, what lies beneath it. This
It
enormous
would
creature
fling
lives
me.
deep under the snow in the glacial basin. At over 95 meters long, the iceworm tunnels silently through the frozen ground. You rarely see it coming, until it explodes from beneath you, its
Yep.
massive horned head launching skyward with devastating force.
Yep.
Its attack style
Awful.
is unique. Unlike
Awful,
other
awful,
Leviathans
dude.
that stalk from the water, the iceworm
Sucks.
emerges suddenly and violently, ramming its horn into anything above. Its sheer force can destroy vehicles and send players flying. It's one of the few Leviathans that's most dangerous when you're on foot, making its
Yeah.
encounters feel especially vulnerable and intense.
You gotta get those, like,
The worm doesn't hunt
thumpers
aimlessly.
to, like,
It's
distract
extremely
it.
territorial,
If I remember
attacking anything
correctly.
that enters its domain. However, it's not blind. It's sensitive to vibrations and the sound of movement or vehicles like
It's
the snow
crazy
fox
that
can
it's
provoke
not
it. If you're quiet
blind.
and careful, you might avoid it. But once it locks on,
It's
escaping
crazy.
is a terrifying challenge. The game gives
The
you a
thing
unique
can,
option
like,
to
find
distract it
you.
using thumper devices, tools that shake the ground and lure the worm away.
Yeah, it's just
This
frozen
adds a
water.
strategic layer to dealing with it. You're not just running, you're planning, deploying tech, and trying to outsmart a beast that's more powerful than you.
These guys were so
Visually,
annoying.
The ice worm is stunning. Its segmented body, glowing ridges, and biomechanical appearance give it a mythical feel. Almost like something between a sandworm and a glacier-born dragon.
I don't know how
its roar
digs.
Echoes across the tundra,
like,
warning
with
players that danger can come
body,
from below.
it just doesn't
even
make
in the harshest
biological sense.
What makes the
Especially
ice
it's
worm
got
special
all these
isn't
like
just its
thorns
power,
and stuff sticking
how
out of the
turns
side of it.
exploration into fear.
And I'm like, that
The
would
open,
definitely
snowy
get you
plains should feel
stuck, and it
safe,
would cause so much
but
friction.
With the ice worm lurking beneath, even empty ground feels like a death trap. It's a reminder that Planet 4546b is dangerous, not just in the oceans, but everywhere.
Everywhere.
The ice worm breaks expectations and makes you rethink how to survive, not just underwater, but above it too. Sea Treader Leviathan.
Oh yeah,
Unlike
this is a
most
cool one.
Leviathans, the Sea Treader doesn't swim. It
Yeah.
walks.
So
with 3 enormous legs and a thick armored body,
these
it
guys
marches
are
across the ocean
crazy.
floor like a living tank. Found
I
only in
remember
the Sea
seeing
Treader's
these
path,
guys.
They travel in herds, slowly and steadily across the deep.
Is the
Reaching
pointy
up to
head
40
hot
meters long,
to melt
their
through
legs
ice?
shake the ground
Maybe?
as they stomp forward.
I'm not sure.
Their heads are wide and bony, with tusk-like features,
I don't
and their
know.
backs host barnacles and corals, tiny ecosystems riding on giant nomads.
These guys
Despite
are
their
like
size,
weird
Sea
looking.
Treaders are passive. They won't attack unless blocked or provoked, but if threatened, they can deliver a powerful kick that launches players or vehicles.
Yeah,
Still,
these guys were
they're
like
not
weird
predators.
to look at.
They're peaceful,
You're kind of just
migratory
like
giants just passing through. Their footsteps
They're
reveal
so
valuable
weird.
minerals buried beneath the sand,
So
like shale
weird.
outcrops, rewarding players who follow carefully. Watching them walk is oddly calming. It's one of the few moments in Subnautica that feels peaceful.
yeah,
The Sea Treader isn't scary.
freaky little
It's
creatures,
mysterious.
but peaceful.
A reminder that not all Leviathans exist to frighten. Some are just ancient travelers moving through the deep, leaving quiet footsteps behind. Chilishret.
Sure,
The Chilishret
sure.
is one of Subnautica,
Oh,
below Zero's
these-
most terrifying
okay.
predator.
These motherfuckers. Oh, if any Leviathan was the worst in Subnautica 2, it's this motherfucker. This motherfucker.
Fast and
I
brutally
hated
aggressive.
so
At
much.
60 meters long, this
And also,
biomechanical-looking Leviathan
they
haunts
make
the
no
tree spires,
sense.
purple vents,
Like,
and East
no
Arctic biomes.
sense of how
It
they swim in
resembles
the
a
water.
prehistoric nightmare.
Like,
An
they
eel-like
should have
body,
died off
blade-like fins,
because
and a gaping mouth lined with fangs
they
that
have
bloom
so
open
much
like a flower.
friction. Like,
Glowing
water
red
would not
eyes and
pass
eerie
over them. So
bioluminescence
these
mark
guys
its
would
presence.
obviously,
But
like,
only
a
after
lot
it's
of these
already too
animals
close.
would die off
The
because
Chilishret
they're
doesn't
just
roar
not
before it strikes.
physically possible.
It ambushes its prey, lunging suddenly, grabbing the player or
They
their
act all
vehicle in a
cute and
violent
innocent,
attack
and then
that
they
can leave
grab you. They're
spinning
like,
and
haha, I
panic.
got you now,
Its grab
bitch.
animation is one of the most terrifying moments in the game. What makes the Chilishret truly disturbing is its behavior. It swims in erratic patterns, as if it's not just a predator, but a guardian of its territory.
Yeah, because the fact it's
Some
got that,
players
like,
swear it feels
the
almost
layers right
sentient,
here,
as though it's watching.
it would cause them, like,
Every encounter feels
so
like a
they
test
have
of
to be
nerve.
an ambush
There's no
predator, because
reasoning,
there's
no
no
distraction,
way
only
they
escape
could swim
or
fast.
destruction. It's
They
one
just
of
have
those
to come up and be
Leviathans
like,
that
"Oh,
turns
hey there,
exploration into a
I'm
constant risk.
I'm just a little guy. I'm not
The
here to
Chilishret
harm
isn't
you.
just dangerous, it's
I'm
unsettling.
not here to harm
A
you."
reminder that in Below Zero, the
And then
deep
that's how they
isn't
get
just
you.
cold.
They're
It's
ambush,
hostile. Glow
they're
whale.
ambush predators.
Not every Leviathan is aggressive. The glow whale is a peaceful
Here's what a
giant
true
found in the
Leviathan
lily pad islands
in the
and
game
tree spires
is.
of Below Zero.
It's based
Despite
on a
the
whale.
name,
This
it's
is
not a
what
true whale,
Leviathans are
but its
actually
massive
meant to
size and calm
be
presence give
in
it
the
that
context
majestic
of
feel.
definition.
It grows up to 30 meters long, with a
Is these
glowing,
guys.
bioluminescent body and smooth, colorful fins. Often seen in groups, glow whales glide near the surface or among lily
They
pads,
are pretty cute.
adding beauty to the ocean. These creatures are completely non-aggressive and even curious. If you approach carefully,
Looks like
one might
Kyogre.
even
Yeah,
let
they
you ride
do
it for a
kind of
short
look like
time.
Kyogre, don't
It's a
they?
rare, peaceful moment in an otherwise dangerous world. They feed on
In a dangerous
microorganisms and drift
world.
like glowing lanterns, bringing light to the dark ocean. Their glowing
Well, yeah.
bodies help players navigate and offer a sense of calm in the depths. The glow whale is a reminder that
Shall
not
I catch
every
one and name
Leviathan
it?
is a threat.
Sure.
Some are simply there to bring wonder to the
Name it
world around you.
Kyogre. And there you guys go. Oh my god, that's terrifying. So there's that. I was gonna do a thing about the gargantuan. But before we go into that, let's learn. So I actually thought this was interesting because this guy actually goes through and talks about each of the Leviathans in Subnautica, and he talks about things like facts that people may have not realized that are in the game about each Leviathan. There's something very, very unique about them.
There are 6 Leviathan-class organisms in Subnautica, and every single one is hiding a secret. The Reaper's roar has a design engineered to make it personally terrifying. The Reefbacks are gentle giants from an age of even bigger monsters, and the cure for a planetary plague lies with a 1,000-year-old telepathic empress. Today, we're exposing some of these creatures' wildest facts, starting with the one whose roar taught us all to fear the deep.
Now this is really
let's talk
cool.
about the creature responsible for an entire generation's thalassophobia, the one and only Reaper Leviathan.
Yeah, these guys.
55 meters of raw muscle, this predator is aggression personified, guarding key locations like the Aurora, the mountains, and the dunes. The sound of its roar is iconic, a signal of pure, unfiltered terror. Your PDA offers a simple, terrifying warning. The deep roar is a form of sonar, and as the entry states, if you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. That sonar blast maps out the area with you at its absolute center. But the main reason that sound gets under your skin is because the roar actually includes distorted human screams and animal sounds layered into the sound design, making it feel uniquely personal.
So that was really cool. I love how the devs were like, hey, let's make this Reaper Leviathan sound really creepy. So they took human voices, and then I believe it was like I think he talks about it, but it's like 3 animals meshed into one, and it's so fascinating. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Oh wait, no, I think I'm thinking of a different one.
Those 4 huge mandibles aren't just for grabbing your sea moth and shaking it like a chew toy. While the PDA states it uses echolocation, many players speculate the Reaper might be partially blind, using these facial appendages and roar to feel its environment moments before it strikes.
So they believe
this is just a fan theory, as early game files state that the Reaper has developed sight. But here's one final chilling fact.
So they're saying it's a theory, right? But and the fact that they're like, oh, but it can see now, but it still can have echolocation if it needs to, for when it's in very areas that it can't see. Like for instance, the wreckage site. It makes sense that it would use echolocation to figure out where you're at. The T-Rex from Jurassic Park, yeah.
The Reaper is one of 3 Leviathans whose eggs are never found in-game, leading to the speculation that they might give birth to live young. If the Reaper is a nightmare,
so it would give
next
birth to
Leviathan
live
is
young,
the Apocalypse.
which makes sense.
Down in the blistering heat of the lava zones lives the apex predator of planet 4546b.
Oh, this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this one has the 3 different animals.
112 meters long, it's the largest aggressive creature in the game. Only 3 of these titans exist in the crater, and they are, without question, one of the most dangerous threats you can encounter. An insane fact tied directly to the lore reveals that sea dragons hunt reapers, dragging them down into the lava zone to boil them alive. But here's a bizarre twist of game mechanics. If you can actually spawn them together for a fight, the Reaper almost always wins. It's pretty unusual considering the sea dragon.
So the sea dragon, if you put the sea dragon versus the Reaper Leviathan, the sea dragon will always lose. But remember, he talked about how it lures Reaper Leviathans into its cavern to boil it alive. So that's how they're able to take out a Reaper Leviathan, is not by just their sheer strength of, I'm just going to fireball it. They literally will lure this really more dangerous prey into its environment that it is adapted to, while the Reaper Leviathan isn't adapted to it. And that's how they're able to consume them.
It has the most broken weapon in the game.
So it makes sense.
It's fire breath. It's one of the only attacks that can kill a player instantly, so you would think it would win over the Reaper. For a final bit of sound design trivia, its powerful roar wasn't just a random monster sound. The audio team created it by combining distorted, real-world sounds of a bull, an elephant, and a tiger to give it that uniquely massive and intimidating
a bull,
bellow.
Elephant, and tiger.
Forget brute force and raw muscle.
And when you listen to it, you're actually like, oh, I hear it now. Now you know.
The silent, glowing depths of the Lost River and the empty abyss of the void. These are the domains of the Ghost Leviathan. With its ethereal bioluminescent body and a unique hammerhead-shaped skull, it's a creature of both beauty and terror. You'll meet their younger, aggressive forms in the caverns, but it's the colossal adults that truly haunt the open ocean. Here's the most insane...
To me, it's interesting that they talk about the juvenile who fire in the water. Why? It doesn't make sense. The logic... This is meant to be, like, not logical. Like, it's a game. It's not going to have a lot of logic to it. I understand why. It makes sense to not. But it's interesting because they mention how the juveniles, they start off as carnivores and then they turn into plankton, phytoplankton eating organisms.
Their life cycle is a tragic one-way journey.
Sense.
They hatch from the eggs in the...
Hey, Arrow! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Liz Justice, Narwhal Queen, ruler of the seas. And we're learning about Leviathans today. We're learning some fun facts about Leviathans that maybe people who played Subnautica didn't know about these fun facts. But how was your stream? Can we get a shout out to our friend Arrow here? Also, am I pronouncing your user right? I'm so sorry if I'm not. I'm awful at pronouncing things, so I do apologize for that. I'm just a silly little bean. Hey, welcome in. Hello. Oh, you were playing Pal World. Oh my god, I'm pronouncing it well. Good. Oh, how's Pal World going? I love Pal World. It's such a fun game. Did you just start, or is this like are you like at the end game type of thing? Are you doing like a playthrough of it?
Peaceful giant cove tree.
Tell me about it.
As juveniles, they stalk the lost river, but they're cursed with a horrifying trait. They never stop growing. Eventually, they become too massive for their cavernous home and are forced to migrate to the map's edge, the endless dark void. There, they live out their days as spectral guardians, materializing from the darkness to punish anyone who strays too far.
Now this is terrifying, that these guys just never stop growing.
Nothingness of the void. According to your PDA, they switch to feeding on tiny microorganisms. This means that their aggression isn't driven by hunger, but pure territorial instincts.
Yep.
Alright, quick pause before we move from the...
So they talk about they never stop growing, so they're like what's it called? They're like lobsters that never grow, but lobsters, they end up dying over time because of the fact that they can't use the energy to molt. These guys just eat phytoplankton. So then it makes you go and wonder, well, then there's nothing bigger than them. So then what is taking them out? Like, do they just continue getting bigger, bigger, bigger? Like, what ends up killing a ghost Leviathan, right? That's really interesting. Was yapping more than playing, though? Hey, it happens. I feel you on that. That was me this literally earlier today. Gumi developed a fear of trees to this very day. Very unfortunate. Listen, trees are terrifying. There's a game that literally the trees are like, yeah, we're gonna fuck with you. And you're like, oh, thanks.
Sea Treader's path,
so I don't blame them.
Rhythmic stomping leads us to one of the most unique creatures in Subnautica, the Sea Treader Leviathan. At roughly 20 meters long, they're the smallest Leviathan class in the game, but still tower over the player. They travel in herds and are considered the alien drafts of the deep because their design is so bizarre. See that prominent third limb in the front? That isn't a leg. It's the creature's head and face. The Sea Treader uses this.
So yeah, this is its face. These are like little arms, and then that's its legs.
Incredible foldable snout to dig into the seafloor and feed on vegetation, while its two pairs of insect-like compound eyes give it a massive field of view to watch for danger. The most insane fact about the Sea Treader is its accidental gift to you. As these giants walk along their migration paths,
they just eat algae and they're big plants and stuff.
Specifically, they unearth shale outcrops which you can break for gold, lithium, and diamonds. A herd of Sea Treaders is essentially a walking resource farm. Follow them patiently and you can stock up on late game minerals without ever building a drill. In earlier versions of the game, they were more defensive, but now they're peaceful unless you directly hit their path. Now let's listen for a sound that means safety to so many players. the deep, groaning moans of the reef-back Leviathan. These are often the first Leviathans you'll encounter, reaching lengths of up to 70 meters. They drift peacefully through biomes like the grassy plateaus and bald zone, with their backs acting as a mobile island for entire ecosystems. Here's a wild fact: adult reef-back Leviathans appear to be completely immune to the Curare bacterium, while juvenile reef-backs can get infected. This has led to theories that as they mature, they either develop a natural immunity or their diet.
Isn't that so fascinating that they talk about how adults are immune to the infection, but the babies aren't? And I didn't realize that at the time. And I'm like,
of filtering microorganisms provides them with enough passive exposure to enzyme 42 to keep the infection at bay. Their biology is even more fascinating. The PDA suggests reef-backs grew so massive because their natural predators are all extinct. They are living relics with a health pool of 10,000, built to withstand an age where even bigger
and then it makes
things
you
swam
wonder,
these
like,
oceans.
what is taking out the ghost Leviathans
the barnacles
out
on their
in
the
area that we're not able to see? Are the gargantuans maybe still alive out there?
Creatures. They're living, breathing resource pods, and those low moans, it's believed to be their way of communicating, coordinating a slow, majestic parade
Arrow,
across
if you
the
have to
crater.
raid and
Our
run,
journey now takes us to the
feel
primary
free
containment facility,
to do what you need to do to
face
take
with
care of
the
yourself.
oldest and wisest being on the planet, the
Totally
Sea
get
Emperor
it.
Leviathan. Measuring an estimated 180 to 200 meters, she is the largest living creature in the game, an ancient, intelligent being who holds the key to your survival. The most mind-blowing fact about her is her ability to communicate telepathically. Throughout the game, you may hear a voice ask, "What are you?" That is the Sea Emperor reaching out. These messages are triggered by a combination of time and visiting key precursor locations, but if you want to know more about why she's trapped there, you can visit this video here. Her sheer intelligence is matched by her ancient biology. Despite her size, she's a filter feeder who subsists on microorganisms and is the very last of her kind. A fascinating detail from early development reveals she wasn't always so gentle. Her sound files were in a folder named Magistrate, and she originally had bite and attack animations. This suggests a far more intimidating role was first planned.
She was meant to be aggressive. She was meant to be aggressive at one point, you guys. Like, imagine fighting the Sea Emperor. Like, that would be awful. I'm so glad they changed it.
A deep philosophical worldview, even hinting at concepts like reincarnation, showing that she's not just an animal, she's the planet's ancient consciousness. But what if I told you there was something far bigger, something that makes even the Sea Emperor look tiny? Scattered around the Lost River are the fossilized remains of extinct Leviathans, the most famous of which is the gargantuan skeleton in the bone fields. This belonged to a true apex predator, and based on its skull, which is larger than a Cyclops submarine, this creature is estimated to have been between 1,100 and 1,300 meters long. This fossil is around 3 million years old, and
you
the
wonder
fact
how
that there
it got
are other,
in
smaller
there,
skeletons
right?
of its kind suggests these titans were a ruling part of the ecosystem,
because
with a
it's
size
so
that
massive.
dwarfs every other creature to have ever existed on planet 4546b. This was the planet's undisputed ancient apex predator.
It's probably
From the
like turned into
rage
that
of a sea dragon Leviathan to the ancient wisdom of the Sea Emperor, the Leviathans of Subnautica are far more than just monsters. They are the pillars of lore, marvels of design, and pure concentrated nightmare fuel. Every single one of them tells a story, with secrets buried deep below the waves. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most insane fact you know about these Leviathans?
Yeah, what do you guys know? What do you guys know about the Leviathan? So yeah, shout out. Let's go through the videos to Secret Origins, to Quick Explained, and also to BLYNC for their videos talking about the Leviathans. Really, really good stuff. Like I said, they would explain it a lot better than I would be able to. Obviously, as from a biological standpoint, the way that these guys are designed, clearly in a realistic, in like the real life world, none of these guys would actually be able to survive. Just because of their body forms, their shapes, what they're made out of. Yes, they're terrifying. A lot of them are very aggressive. You would think that they would be able to outtake a lot of stuff, but unfortunately, they would go to extinction because they're definitely not built to, you know, be able to, like, their tactics on how they do things is really bad. Like how their bodies are built, they would have a lot of friction. So I feel like the what was it, the first video with the chitin one, that one would definitely get out competed, because even though it's an ambush predator and it's like, oh, blah blah blah, it would have so much friction that it would actually slow down its chance to actually ambush a predator, and a lot of these guys would get away like no problem. It's if you look at like the sand tiger does, it's a slow moving animal, but when it needs to like do its ambush tactic where it will swim really close to a fish, it can really whip its head around, and it's built for that. Versus them, because of their appendages and stuff, it just wouldn't make logical sense. So luckily, we're very lucky where a world like Subnautica couldn't possibly actually, like, these animals couldn't possibly exist because of their anatomy, just like how pretty much it's their anatomy. Their anatomy just doesn't make biological sense. But hey, it's a video game. It's not meant to. So you don't ever feel bad, because Leviathans don't actually, you know, aren't around, don't exist, all that good stuff. But I hope you all got to learn a little bit about Leviathans today. I do unfortunately have to end stream today, just because I do have to run out of here, because my husband is cooking. And I didn't realize it was going to take long. We can definitely go over the Gargantuan Leviathan video on another day. But yeah, now we have to start and pick what sea creature you guys want to learn about for next Friday. So usually, for anyone that came in here, I don't usually do these streams at this time on Sundays. I usually do my Narwhale-U, where I do PowerPoints and stuff. So this is what chat decided to pick. They wanted to do the Leviathans, so I didn't have time to write up a PowerPoint, and these guys did a lot better explaining about Leviathans and kind of like the game Leviathans and Leviathans in general, like where the concept and all that came from. But what would you guys like to learn about for next week? You can do a real animal, you can do a fictional, you know, you could be like, hey, I want to learn about like all the, you know, I want to learn about sharks, right? Like you can be very generic, or you can be very specific. You'll be like, I want to learn about the mantis shrimp, or you can go and be like, hey, I want to learn about like what each Pokemon, about the aquatic, you know, world of Pokemon, like the oceanic, like the water type Pokemon, like what are they all based off of, right? The ones that live in the waters and all that stuff. So we can do that. So you can start naming the first 5. I will put into a poll, and then we can go from there and pick what animal you guys want to learn about. I want to learn about flatworms. Okay, so we got flatworms. We need 4 more. 4 more, chat. 4 more. Does anyone know what anyone else got an idea of which ones? You can start naming stuff. Anything that you'd be interesting. Finish and where? What? Huh? Catfish. Okay, catfish. Okay, we got catfish. We got catfish and flatworms. Wait. Okay, we need 3 more. Okay, so we have catfish. We have flatworms. What else do we want to... 3 more. 3 more. You can start spitting them out. Even if you already spit out one already, you can spit out another one. It's a dolphin Oh, yeah. The okay, I was like, I think that's the Pokemon. If I'm remembering, it's the dolphin, I believe, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we can, if you want to learn about, you know, if you want to learn about the, I would say for Pokemon, let's keep it more generic, or fictional ones. Let's keep it more generic, so that way I can talk about. Hi, Eclipse, welcome in. Hello. We just finished up class. So we're trying to pick blobfish. Okay, so we have flatworm, catfish, blobfish, and then we need 2 more to put in the poll. Oh, Sister Big Cat, you writing this down? Or one of my people, one of my mods. Clownfish. Okay, we can do clownfish. I know a lot about them. I used to work with them. Okay, so we have flatworms, catfish, blobfish, clownfish, and one more. Name one more that you want to learn about for next Friday. We got one more. One more. It can be fictional. It can be real. It can be fictional. It can be anything. We learned about Leviathans today. Manta rays. Okay, there we go. We got our 5. All right, so we got flatworms, catfish, blobfish, clownfish, and manta rays. Those are our 5. And then, Sir Big Cat, if you don't mind putting up a poll. And then from there, we will... Subnautica. We already... I mean, yeah, I guess we could do... I mean, we technically already went off of the Leviathans, but we could do a whole class on Subnautica. Yeah, we could do that. Poll is up. Start picking what animal you want to learn about for next week. Like I said, usually I don't do Narwhale-U's on Sundays. I just had to do it today because Friday I was really, really sick. And then Saturday I got home really late, so I wasn't able to do it. So make sure to vote. I usually do it at Fridays at 5 p.m. ET, so Eastern Standard or Eastern Time. I think that's what we're on right now. ET or Eastern Standard Time. It's the same thing. So make sure to go and, what time? 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time is my time is when I start. So you can convert that into your own whatever part of the world you're in. You can convert that. Thank God for Google. All right, chat, make sure we can keep in line and make sure we can tie it. 1 minute, yeah. So I usually do them on Fridays. So, and if you miss it, don't worry. I do have YouTube as well. So if you want to follow me on YouTube and you want to watch like past educational videos that I've done, or, you missed the one for next week, like you can always watch my VODs. I keep them up on my YouTube. I also stream there too. So you have that. I can't do that. That's okay. You can, like I said, you have the options to either watch on here too. I have my VODs up on Twitch as well. So if you want to rewatch them, you can. Feel free to. All right, so we got flatworms, clownfish, and manta rays. They're all tied at 1. We need someone to like vote another one. We gotta break this tie. We gotta break this tie. We gotta make sure. But yeah, you can follow me on all of my other socials as well. You can see there, I have a ton of socials. Feel free if you would like to follow them. They're all free. And I just want to say, like, thank you, everybody, so much. Also, Eclipse, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I can't change. That's okay. No worries. No worries. You do not have to change. If you're not able to make it, like I said, the VODs will be up, so you can always watch them at a later date whenever you have the availability if you're not able to catch the streams. And then I do stream on Saturdays and Sundays as well. I usually am like doing gaming, things like that. We might watch some reaction videos too for funsies, so I can do my marine biology and kind of nerd out and be like, well, actually, this isn't real. Here's why type of thing. So I want to change what I can't change. Hey, that's fine. Don't worry about it. No worries. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm sorry it wasn't as like informal, it wasn't as formal as my usual classes. Usually I don't just like watch videos and react to them. But I didn't really have time to make a PowerPoint, and then I was like, these videos explain Leviathans pretty well. So make sure to vote. Make sure to vote. We still have. I need one more person to break the 3-way tie. Do we have any volunteers? Any volunteers? Thanks for the stream still. Yeah, thank you for coming in and watching. Oh, there we go. Someone broke it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh my goodness. I do apologize for ending it today so early. Clownfish at 2. Yeah, Clownfish is right now at 2. So Clownfish is leading. Fun fact, I did work with Clownfish. That was actually my first job out of college. So my first job out of college was working with well, technically my first job was at a doggy hotel, but then I left like after a few weeks because I was like, this isn't what I want to do. I'm not here to be a dog cleaner, like kennel cleaner. I wanted to study fish. So clownfish are my favorite fish. Dude, they're fascinating. There's so many cool things. So many cool things. And then let's see, who do we want to raid into? Let's see. Let's see who we can raid into. Let's raid. Let's see. Okay, I know who we're gonna raid into. We're gonna raid into Key because she's amazing. And she's doing some art right now, it looks like, from what I'm seeing here. She is an amazing being. I got to meet her. Clownfish. Yeah, we're doing Clownfish. Just watch Finding Nemo and Liz tears it apart. Oh, no, that will be another stream. If you want me to, like, to react to Finding Nemo and tell you, like, all the things wrong with Finding Nemo, I can definitely do that for you. Because I have a lot I have a lot of gripes with that movie. A lot of gripes. All right, so we're gonna raid into Key. She is amazing. Make sure to give her lots of love and appreciation. Make sure to go in and give your love of. Oh, I mistyped that one. Make sure to go and give that raid message to her. The first one that I sent is the subscribers, and then the non-subscribers, you have your own raid message. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you all next Friday. So have a great rest of your day, evening, and good night. Bye, everyone.